Dragon Ball Super Episode 50 is now officially in the history books, and joining me here today, guys, is my good friend MJ, also known as GeeklistTV, as we share our predictions coming up for Dragon Ball Super Episode 51. Now, bear in mind, if you guys haven't seen Dragon Ball Super Episode 50, then tune off of this video, because this video will contain loads of spoilers containing Goku vs. Black and several other things. Now, I'm pretty sure by now the entire community is shocked as to what they found out during this episode. Now, again, guys, you've been warned. If you guys haven't seen the episode, tune off right now. Mr. MJ, what did you think about the brief battle between Goku and Black? We spoke about this for about a week now, and I mean, we had our own opinions as to how we felt about Black and Goku and the whole situation about him being stronger. Having to pay attention and having to look at what was actually shown and said in this episode, I guess we could say the first round was taken by Goku. Goku obviously had the advantage, but then again, the fight was momentarily interrupted by the time distortion. So I wanted to get your take on the brief battle that we saw between those two, and what do you expect to see when they come across each other again at some given point during this episode?
Well, first, I would just like to say I was sucked in by the hype. I should have just stuck to my first prediction. It went out the way I thought it was going to go out, and oh man, I just got sucked into the hype, man.
Don't give up on Black though, bro. I mean, even though
I'm not gonna give up,
lost in a way. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that I would personally give up on him, because some people are gonna say, oh well, you guys said that he was gonna be strong. He is kind of strong, because towards the very end he did say how that pain that he felt, he's gonna use that to get stronger, and he also adapted, according to Herms on Twitter. He did say that he adapted Goku's fighting style to his I guess you could say advantage, because now he kind of picked up on what Goku was doing. And whatever it was that Goku did, he's going to use that to his advantage. So, what did you think of this battle? I mean, and also, one thing I do want to mention here, why don't you tell the audience which stage of Super Saiyan Goku was in? Because some people are saying that he was SSJ 1, some people are saying that he was SSJ 2, depending on his hair strands and stuff. So, do you think he was Super Saiyan 1 or Super Saiyan 2 during the course of this battle?
Oh, he was definitely SSJ2. You can see some of the lightning during some of the
There
fights
you go, guys.
And then the hair, too. The hair is obviously different, so, yeah. But this is something I've been wanting to say for the last time that we recorded, but I didn't get to say it, because I've been reading the comments, guys. I keep up with the comments in Unreal's videos, and I saw some people, like, calling me out on the whole, oh, I changed my theory, and I even seen people saying that some people are stupid for thinking that Black should be as strong as Beerus. The thing is, when you have two opinions like that, those two, you're kind of like, it's not that bad, you know what I mean? It's kind of like it's a win-win situation for everybody. If you were right and Black was OP right off the bat, then we get this OP badass character with no fucks to give. But then if, you know, on my first theory, if he was weak, which ended up being happening, we're going to see him develop power. We're going to see him rise through the ranks the same way Cell did. Look at all the obstacles Cell faced. First, he had to take on Super Namekian
Cell went
Piccolo.
through some shit, bro. Cell fought Piccolo. He fought everybody.
He fought Vegeta. He fought Trunks. He had to go through all these obstacles before he became perfect. You know what I mean?
Before he became the ultimate threat, because he gave everybody a run for their money. But then again, of course, having a look at this, I agree. People have their own opinions. You know, some people actually still believe that this is Goten, even though I don't know how in the world that's possible, because right in the beginning of this episode, this entity, creature, whatever it might be, he told Goku, what a wonderful feeling for me to fight you in this body that I've gained. So it's just like, where'd you get that body? I mean, first and foremost, where'd you get it? How'd you get it? And why are you using that particular body? So that's a clear window of indication that this is not an actual person that's living in that body.
It looks like your prediction might come true with the whole evil entity / Makaioshin thing.
Absolutely. I still believe that in some way, shape, or form that Zamasu could be behind all of this. I do believe that it might be him behind this, but then again, I might be wrong, because having a look at the earrings, they both have different earrings, but having to go and base the fight so far. So what did you think of this brief battle? Yay or nay? And especially going off of this episode leading into next week's episode with Mai being alive, that blew my mind, because I was like, wait a minute, she literally took a really strong attack head on, and she's alive. I can see her getting knocked out. I mean, even the narrator said that, you know, Mai was dead, Bulma's dead. Now, I'm pretty sure some people might say, well, if Mai's alive, then that must mean Bulma's alive. Bulma's gone, guys. She's done.
She disintegrated.
She's dead. There's nothing left. I mean, the only thing left of Bulma is like dust in the air. So Mai's alive though, however. So my two questions to you are, what did you think of the fight, and what are your thoughts going into next week's episode of presumably Trunks going back into the future, having to save Mai, because I think that Black is going to use her as bait, especially if he knows that she's alive. So what are your thoughts on the fight, and what are your thoughts on Mai being alive?
Well, I guess I'll start off with Mai being alive first, because I have some stuff to say about the fight. Mai being alive is, yeah, it might be kind of like, okay, that's for plot, because you think a blast that strong should have taken her out. But then again, it's Dragon Ball, you know what I mean? There's like little inconsistencies everywhere. So her being alive, I'm not too crazy about, but I'll wait to see where this goes. However, I do like that there seem to be other, like a guy wearing almost the same attire as Mai, and I'm looking at the next episode preview right here, and it looks like, and there's a whole bunch of other people opposing Black. Then we better hurry up and go take Black down. That's Goku talking in the next preview. So that's kind of cool, bro. You remember when we saw where Black arrived and he was destroying? You saw there were some buildings being rebuilt.
Oh yeah, I mean, people are obviously still alive.
Yeah.
We see him like, this guy's a psycho. Nobody can sit there and say that he's not, because this guy's a psycho. He's killing people just for the sheer fun of it. I mean, obviously he wants justice, whatever that means, because people have like their own interpretation as to what justice means. Like, for example, if we see a man raping a woman, we want to kill that man in the name of justice as to, you know, the crime that he did to that woman. So in Black Goku's eyes, or in Black's eyes, he sees justice behind murdering people for whatever reason that he deems fit. So he went back into the past. He saw Beerus. He knows Beerus, and that's something that I couldn't stop smiling over, because he obviously recognized who he was, and having to have Beerus and Whis kind of like, because they were kind of like nonchalant about it until they spotted the ring, and that's, if you guys pay attention to the episode, that's when the both of them started like just becoming very serious, and they started talking to each other like, hey, listen, Beerus, take a look over there, and Beerus is like, I know, I see it. So that ring that you know, Black Goku bears is the ring of the Kais, the time ring. So how did he get it? We don't know. We don't know. But I agree. I mean, I think that the whole Mai thing is kind of like predictable in a way, because there were lots of rumors going about that she was going to play a major role, but then she got killed off, and I was just like, for me, I was like, yes, this is what's needed, because to establish a really powerful enemy, you have to have him do some damage. Like Frieza, when he came about during the Namek arc, he killed Krillin, he killed Vegeta, he made himself established. Like, this dude was somebody you cannot fuck with. But now that we know Mai is alive, my question to you is, does that take away from Black Goku's reputation a little bit? Because, I mean, even though he didn't kill her, do you think this makes him a little bit more weaker, knowing the fact that, you know, his blast didn't take her out? Or like what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I would say no, because from the looks of it, from what the narration of Trunks was, is that he's already murdered like multiple cities and civilizations on Earth, you know what I mean? So he's already killed a whole bunch of people, so he's already a real merciful threat, you know what I mean? And also obviously killing Future Bulma, that's huge. Right. It does, however, affect Trunks though, because now I remember I did a video with Gabby, and I was talking about Mozilla Volpic, shout out to her. I was actually talking to her about this, and it's like, when you look at what Future Trunks, like, Future Trunks needs to be the guy that killed Black, in my opinion, because when you look at Cell, he was very disconnected from Cell. Cell just popped out of nowhere. His beef was with the androids, the ones who murdered his master and were destroying his world. Cell, he didn't really have beef with them. I mean, maybe the whole, hey, I killed your other self in my other timeline. But other than that, he really had no beef with them. But he actually has beef with Black. He killed his mom and his girlfriend, but now you take away the girlfriend part, he just killed his mom. Again, it's still a huge deal, because that's his mom, that's Bulma, that's like one of the main franchises of this show, you know what I mean? So, right. Obviously, that's huge, but it does take away a little bit from Trunks, but the overall, like, threat of Black, no. You know, he's still killing people, he's going around murdering, he's even killing people in the next preview. You saw he shoots
he was going on a rampage. Now, I wanted to ask you about the fight between him and Goku. Now, I think that during the early portion of the fight between him and base form Goku, I would have to say Black did have the upper hand until Goku transformed, and that's when Goku, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say Goku manhandled him. He got a few good shots in, but also Black, keep in mind, while he was staggering, he powered up, and every single time he powered up, he was able to get the better of Goku. So throwing him into the ground and taking all of his ki blasts head on, like, he wasn't afraid. So do you think that if it were not for the time distortion, that fight would have been, you know, extended a little bit? Because I think it would have, because it seemed as if Black was kind of like growing, even though he kept clinching onto his chest, because Goku did kick him really fucking hard. I think that he was adapting to that, and he was like, all right, well, because you have to bear in mind, I don't think at least that Black has ever fought anybody that was equal to or greater than him in power. Now, I'm glancing at my comment section real fast, and you guys, I mean, the community right now has awesome theories, awesome speculations and stuff. One guy right here says that he believes that someone like Black Goku does not exceed the powers of Goku and Vegeta, but in fact he will adapt to the damages that he will be inflicted on, and he will grow. All right, so what this guy is saying that is Black is going to adapt to all the pain, and he's going to use that to grow. So what are your thoughts on that? Because if that's the case, leading into next week's episode, that should make him just a little bit stronger, because he did take some damage, but he's still fine. So from the preview, we get to see Trunks. Presumably enough, he goes back in the future. Maybe, you know, they fix up Cell's time machine, whatever, and they, you know, fix all that stuff. My question to you is, does he go back alone, or does he bring some help back? Because if he goes back alone, I think that makes zero sense. You can't go back into the future knowing that this dude is still out there wreaking havoc and expect to, you know, possibly recover or whatever it is that you want to recover and come back in one piece. It's almost as if he wants to commit suicide, because it's a suicide mission. You can't go in there and expect not to have someone with you just to like aid you on. So what are your thoughts on him going into the future? Is he going to go alone, or is he going to bring someone with him?
Is it actually confirmed that he goes back, or is that a flashback?
Well, I mean, either way, it seems as if he's back there, because we saw him as a Super Saiyan. We saw him kind of like talking in a way, so it might not be just him having a flashback of him as a Super Saiyan talking. So maybe he does go back, maybe he does not. But of course, I think that he has to go back, because if Mai's alive, obviously the title says feelings that transcend time.
Yeah.
So maybe he has that feeling that Mai's alive. So obviously, especially with the butterfly effect, I mean, don't you think that if older Mai is dead, younger Mai would be dead too in a way, like in an essence? Because we do see her in the preview, she's blushing, and she's hitting on Trunks. Trunks about to get some poontang. But, you know, don't you think that if future Mai dies, that would have to, you know, connect with little Mai in a way, like in some way, shape, or form? Because it does affect, you know, time, like all this time shit, man. We need some fucking Albert Einstein fucking theories going on here. It's nuts. But my question to you is, if future Mai is supposed to be dead, don't you think that would affect younger Mai in a way?
Probably not, because I mean, it's kind of hard, because when you look back at the old Dragon Ball Z arc of the whole time traveling and stuff, you know, with the androids and Cell, it's like Goku was dead in the future, but then shouldn't he have been dead in the past? But then Trunks prevented it from dying, you know? So it's like, I mean, maybe. I don't know, man. That's a hard question to answer. I mean, that's like a question for like geekdom.
If anybody out there is into science, if anybody out there is into like the whole like butterfly effect, the whole theory of time being affected, parallel universes and stuff, please answer my question. And this is the question that I posed to all of you guys that relates to Mai. Don't you think that if you had a future self and that future self died at some point, would that affect the current you? Comment down below, let me know, because I'm really curious to know something about that. But my follow-up question to you, Mr. MJ, is going back to the time ring. How did he get that? Did he kill a Kai? Is he in fact a Kaioshin? I mean, because Beerus said that Kaioshin's only possess that, and of course he's not a Kaioshin, he's a god of destruction. So where the hell did he get that ring? And maybe I'm just going crazy here because of all the Xenoverse stuff, but it almost seemed as if I saw the Timebreaker logo on it. I mean, I don't know if I'm going crazy or not. It looked like it in a way. I'm pretty sure it's not, but for a moment when I glanced, it had like those, you know, crossing symbols and stuff, and that reminded me so much of the Xenoverse Timebreaker stuff, because I was like, wait a minute, that reminds me so much of that, even though it's not probably the Timebreaker logo, still. So my question to you is, did he kill a Kai for the ring, or is this in fact a Kaioshin that we've never seen before that in fact also does bear a similar ring that, you know, can transcend time?
It could be anything, but if I had to guess, it's most likely some evil entity that killed a Kaioshin.
Killed a Kaioshin. Could this be the same Kaioshin that trained Trunks?
Maybe. Man. Maybe, yeah. I would say maybe. It depends. Like man, there's still so much to this fucking story.
No,
man.
I mean, there is, but
Zamasu,
they never touched up on a lot of things. They never really touched up on who the Kaioshin was that trained Trunks, whether it was the Supreme Kai, was it the North
People
Kai.
People assume it's the Supreme Kai, supposedly.
I mean, we don't really know. It might be the Supreme Kai, but we'll just take it at that. Even if that's the case, what does the ring even mean? What does the earring mean? Like, there's so much lore building here. They haven't really answered the question of how powerful Black is. I mean, Beerus did state that Black's ki and Goku's ki feels very different.
Yeah.
So obviously they're not the same people. I mean, like you would assume if they were both Goku in a way, they would have similar ki. So that I think that actually debunks all forms of this being an alternate Goku, or perhaps even a dead Goku come back to life, because if this was a dead Goku that came back to life, he would have similar ki in a way, just for a little bit, but this person has ki that's completely different. But obviously Beerus can feel it. So there's so much lore building here. In terms of like Cell's time machine that they used to take back into the past and stuff, that was really cool.
I love that callback. I was actually watching your video, one of your older videos earlier. You recorded this, like, I don't know, like almost like a year ago. It's with Geekdom, or is that All-Star collab you guys did?
Yeah, the All-Star collaboration.
Yeah, you guys were mentioning the whole, that GT had like a lot of good callbacks, you know, with the whole blunts waves, and Vegeta didn't know how to do that, and then how they turned the whole little one-liner by Old Kai into a complete storyline in GT, like to bring back the Cell. I just love that callback, you know what I mean? The whole Cell time machine.
There's been so many callbacks. That's great. And for those of you out there who don't already know, this is the official 1-year anniversary of Dragon Ball Super. So it's been going on strong. The early portions of Dragon Ball Super, I would say, weren't that good with the BOG/ROF arcs because lack of animation, rushing. I completely get that, because they have to appeal to they have to appeal to casual audiences, because me and you already know about this. I mean, I'm pretty sure the entire community knows about this, but people that never watched Dragon Ball Super before, or Dragon Ball, they don't know about it. So obviously they had to go back and retell the movies and stuff. But now we have, you know, 2 fresh arcs. We just came off of the Universal Tournament. Now we have Black Goku and stuff. So going into the future, like, what do you expect to see come out of this arc? Because obviously there are lots of, you know, just crazy, you know, loops and turns and twists and just, you know, just like plot twists and whatnot that we haven't really seen coming. So where do you expect to go from here? What happens?
I expect that this will... I'm just going to say this. I think we're getting one of the most well-developed arcs of probably all of Dragon Ball. Because looking at these first few episodes, I have not been invested this much in these first few episodes in an arc in a very long time. I'm talking like even back then in Z, you know what I mean? These last few episodes have been really, really good, these last few episodes, and the lore building, the whole time ring, the Kaioshin, the intro with the Zamasu, it's like there's just so much the story can go off, so I'm expecting a lot, and I do hope this arc, I expect this arc to deliver, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's, when you think about it, BOG, we already saw that. ROF, we already saw that. Universe 6 was basically just a trope tournament. You know what I mean? It had all the basic callbacks.
Right,
you know what I mean? One badass versus Goku, the main character. This one, we're actually getting a really well-developed arc. And I'm kind of actually happy that Black wasn't as strong as we thought he would be right off the bat, because now we're going to see this guy rise through power to be able to match gods. You know what I mean?
I really hope so, because it just seemed as if he was adapting to pain, and that's something that we've seen before. Please stop with the Broly comments. It's funny because a lot of people are like, because I watched the movies recently, because some people were just like, hey man, compare it. I was like, wait a minute, so people were just like, well, you know, in theory Broly's power kept rising and, you know, Black's powers rising, and I was like, this is ridiculous. But you know what, I love the opinions, I love the criticism, I mean, constructive criticism. People that just come on here just like, oh, fuck you and stuff, it's just horrible. Like, you guys just gonna go on the bandwagon. So again, guys, make sure you guys check out GeeklistTV, subscribe to him. He just hit 500 subscribers. Let's shoot for 6. And I hope you guys enjoy his content as well. He's a really awesome dude. Thank you all for watching once again, everybody. If you guys are Dragon Ball fans, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. That way you guys don't miss all latest news, information, and updates. If you guys are stoked for Dragon Ball Super Episode 51, punch that like button right in the face, as if it was Black's face right there. Punch that dude right in the nose. Thank you all for watching once again. Leave your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. Tune in for the next video, and me and Geeklist will be seeing you guys later. Take it easy, guys. Peace.